morning, Samoa. A lot has transpired since former Cabinet Minister Honourable Lauli Lewatea Palateko Fosi was charged by the police on January 3rd, 2025. I wish to take this opportunity to clarify matters culminating in my decision issued last week on Friday the 10th of January on Lauli, as well as recent developments which have unfolded over the past few days. On January the 3rd, 2025, charges laid against the Honourable Lauli came to light following an announcement by the former minister. On the same day, I issued a press statement underlying the essence of adhering to the rule of law and compliance with prescribed processes and procedures to deal with legal matters. On Friday the 10th of January, I had issued a public statement on the termination of Honourable Lauli's appointment as the Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, effective from 5 p.m. of the same day. This decision was made after I held discussions with the Honourable Lauli on options he could consider as stipulated in Article 33, Bracket 3 of the Constitution. These included tendering his resignation or potentially a termination of his appointment. As Prime Minister, I had hoped that the former minister would choose to resign. This is a common stance often considered and taken by esteemed public office custodians if allegations or charges are laid against them. After all, the Honourable Lauli opted to resign from his portfolio as Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries on August 23, 2017, following charges laid against him. However, when the option of resignation was mooted with the former minister, this was declined in this occasion. So, subsequently, on Friday the 10th of January, I issued a revocation of his appointment as Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries. Misinformation has since spread uncontrollably on social media platforms, alleging that the Honourable Lauli had been charged in connection to the death of Mr. Tu'uau Maritino. I emphatically maintain this is not true. The case and investigation into the death of Mr. Tu'uau Maritino remains open, and the police are continuing their investigation. However, the charges laid against Lauli and 5 others relate to 1. Conspiracy to obstruct or pervert the course of justice. 2. Conspiracy to commit an offence, fabrication of evidence. 3. Harassment, utilizing means of electronic communications. 4. False statement causing harm to a person's reputation. And 5. Using insulting words with intent to provoke a breach of the peace. The processing of these charges before the courts is the only recourse to examine and determine the course of justice. At the same time, it is important to observe the presumption of innocence, that a person is presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. The consequences and impact of this matter on the executive government, particularly on the integrity of cabinet, are substantial and significant as they border on respect for the rule of law, processes and procedures that everyone, regardless of status, are required by law to follow, and reflect the level of accountability and transparency in the justice system. When the FAST Party came to power in 2021, we committed to champion the rule of law. This has not changed, and I remain steadfast to that call. The unfolding of the current situation amongst the FAST Party caucus has brought about divisiveness, leading to questions pertaining to confidence in my leadership as Prime Minister. Some members are taking sides with the Honourable Lauli, questioning the way his charges have been handled. In response to the issue of confidence in my leadership as the Prime Minister, I convened meetings with each Cabinet Minister yesterday to determine their level of confidence and trust in my leadership. It is pivotal to note that confidence in the Prime Minister is a two-way process. One is the Prime Minister's confidence and trust in her Cabinet that they can work as a collective in the discharge of their portfolio responsibilities, and two is the Cabinet Minister's confidence to work with the Prime Minister. At the completion of our meetings yesterday, I made the decision pursuant to Article 33, Bracket 3, Bracket B of the Constitution to revoke the appointment of the Honourable Mulipola Anarosa Ale Molio'o as Minister of Women, Community and Social Development. 2. The appointment of the Honourable Leotalaki Lamostele as Minister of Commerce, Industry and Labour. And 3rd, the appointment of the Honourable Toilupe Poumulinuku Onusemo as Minister of Communications and Information Technology with immediate effect. As leaders, we are committed to upholding the rule of law, ensuring that no one, regardless of status, power, or influence, is above it. The rule of law must be followed without exception, as it is the cornerstone of our nation's integrity and foundation of good governance. By adhering to these principles, we protect the fairness, accountability, and trust that are essential for a just society. Disregarding the rule of law will undoubtedly have far-reaching negative impacts on a whole-of-government scale, including undermining our judicial system and the abilities of our law enforcement agencies to fulfill their duties in maintaining law and order and peace and harmony. This is what we, as leaders, must work together to protect. Determining the issue of confidence in the Prime Minister's leadership is a constitutional matter that rests with Parliament. It is not a political party's responsibility. Whatever the consequences of the divergence in parliamentarians' views relating to their confidence in the Prime Minister and Cabinet, there are constitutional processes and procedures that should be implemented. I am ready to do that in Parliament. It is very critical when there is political discontent that the agencies of government hold fast to their mandates and conduct their work professionally. May God continue to bless Samoa. Soifua.